Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today's build and play guide is on the Z-52. Someone asked for an updated one because they made some changes, so here we go. It is the legendary Z-52, and this thing is still as good as ever, even after the nerfs. But anyway, here we go, guys. Our build, we're using Eric Bay with Sims and Carl Bergami. The reason we're not doing detection is because he has the base trait, and then also this ship has a good sonar if you weren't aware of it. So we're using our skill set observant range with look at me now, and there is an argument to be had to take listen closely to get 2 extra sonar charges. I've never needed them, but I could see if somebody wanted to go that route, they could. And we're going to go with Perceptive for the damage reduction and being able to locate enemies, and Torpedo Royale. You could also take Smoke on the Water there if you wanted, with Unstoppable as our legendary skill. You could take Leviathan, but then you lose your ability for reduced movement with disabled engines or rudders. So again, not necessarily my thing. That being said, for our modifications, we're using Aiming Systems Mod 1, Concealment, and Prop in 2 and 3. And in the last slot, Main Battery Mod 3, and you can upgrade it if you would like by bottom of the screen. PlayStation is square, and I believe on Xbox it is an X. Could be wrong on that. Now, for your consumables, you have 2 smokes. They're not the greatest. These are, I believe, the worst at legendary tier of anything that does have smoke. So that dispersion time buff might help it. But honestly, really, you're using your smoke to sit in there and destroy other destroyers with it while you run your sonar. Engine boost. It's just a classic engine boost. And sonar, this thing is beautiful. 3.9 on torpedo acquisition. And on the ship, it's 5.7. So basically, if you get detected, you hit your sonar. That's why we're not running double detection. Is if you're detected, you just pop your sonar, and whatever it is has made a mistake within getting your sonar range, and it is not good for them. You rarely lose a fight with this if you use this properly. In my opinion, uh, along with Gdansk, these are really 2 of the ships that are super effective if well played at getting rid of destroyers. It is really hard to take out a Z-52 if it's a good player. And not running something crazy like a 6.5 concealment, all built into guns. However, this, you get spotted, you slow down, you pop your smoke and your sonar, and being that our detection is 5.5, they're already into your sonar a little bit, so they're not just going to be able to bail out and leave right away. Specs, 24,000 hit points. It's right around middle of the tier. We are buffing it with Sims. Now, your main guns, these are actually pretty good in some facets, right? With the new ships coming out, they're not as good as they used to be. But you have 6 128s. That is an important number because on this, you have a quarter pen, meaning you can pen 32 millimeters of armor. That means bow and sterns are now open for business with this ship, like Gdansk. The reload is 3.5 seconds, so pretty good there. 180 turn time is good. The HE at 1500 is a little bit low, and the fire is a little bit low. But remember, you're penning more things than you would with a normal just shell of this size. Um, so it's a balance out. In fact, the AP is pretty solid on this, and you get a broadside on a destroyer or even cruiser, or anything. But particularly when you get in a fight with the destroyers, you can 100% switch over to the AP and even get them down quicker, um, as long as you're getting full pens. Torpedoes, you have 8 of them. They reload pretty decently, and they have okay range, um, but they don't hit very hard. However, they are relatively quick at 71 knots. AA defense is okay. You definitely can shoot down some planes, but if something wants you dead, and I've had it happen just the other day by a Haikuru, I was called it the Hakalugi. That thing is sky cancer and did, in fact, murder me, and there was not much I could do about it. I shot down 20 of his planes, or 15 of his planes, I think, but he still murdered me. Maneuverability, turning circle is not bad, rudder's not bad, speed's not bad. Detectability 5.5. You see our stats in it. Oh, it's 13 aircraft I destroyed in that match, and he still murdered. He just murdered me. So don't rely on your AA. And that was with me dodging and paying attention too. Battles played, you guys can see this is a very powerful ship. I don't play divisions, and I can still win it at almost a 75% win rate, meaning you are dictating the battle in this thing, and you are. You 100% are. And if you can't carry in this ship, this is one of the easiest ships to carry. And I make the argument that this is even better than Gdansk because the sonar lasts longer, and you can trap people with it, right? That being said, you don't have to do a ton of damage with this thing to win either. As you can see, I'm only doing averaging 46,000. Can you absolutely farm if you get rid of all the destroyers? Yep. Go for it. But my goal is always cap control and getting rid of destroyers. That's it. Or if I want to farm damage, I can later on, but I want to get caps and stuff done before it. You guys can see I'm doing pretty well, obviously, in this ship. Armor, it's a destroyer. It doesn't have much. All right, don't take unnecessary shots if you don't need to. With that out of the way, we are on Sea of Fortune, and we are trying to hunt down a destroyer right away because that's what this thing is really good at. However, we have a battleship charging in. This actually ship, we're going to take a couple pot shots. We know where the closest guy is to us. It's not Thunder, so we know we're free to take a couple shots and stay undetected. And now we're going to go ahead and push in. Now, one thing to note, for me, I'm used to playing with a little bit less detection. You're going to see myself get in trouble in this match a little bit here in a moment. Not realizing how close Thunder was getting and just bull rushing in. And I thought I had a little bit more detection to play with. I did not. So we're going to send out some torps. And we're not going to use our smoke and sonar right away. And actually, I'm glad I didn't because our teammate actually had it as well. And so we're going to start firing within the smoke that he does have. And the reason being is we want to use our smoke and sonar together on the enemy destroyer. However, Thunder made a mistake popping into our area, or our range of torps. We end up taking them out pretty good. Mangumo, as you can see, we popped our sonar. Mangumo has put himself in our sonar, and we're actually going to switch over to AP, but it's going to be a little bit late. You can see he's already started to angle. HE's doing enough as it is. We're going to go back over to that and work on trying to take him off the rest of the way. Now, kudos to our battleship that actually came in and helped out. That was kind of nice. A lot of times lately it has been kind of people playing back a little bit and not playing aggressive. However, we had two battleships on opposing teams that go pretty aggressive at each other. Now, I am spotted here, but I was getting a little greedy. I wanted to get rid of this Mangumo because there isn't much health left, and he gets the opportunity. He is going to be able to DPM me quite a bit. So we get on fire, we get spotted, and we're going to go ahead and start shooting Mangumo here. We do have a double fire, so we are actually going to put that out. Mangumo goes into the smoke, so we get unspotted. We have a couple shells go in. Also, your sonar lasts a while, guys, right? It's not over right away, so we're gonna go ahead and charge this guy. Our team has taken out the Brisbane, which is really handy, but we gotta be careful of Wooster, right? We let the teammate know that this Wooster could absolutely light me up. We get him sonared again with my Gumo. We're gonna stay undetected, which is really nice. But so we can continue to get our base capped without having to stop, and that's kind of handy. But again, pretty easy to win destroyer 1v1 fights in this thing on a equal skill level, right? Like if you're up against somebody with the similar skill level, a Z-52 is going to have pretty much an advantage on everybody, in my opinion. That being said, we're going to take some pop shots at Wooster. What I was trying to do was try to steer him back into my torps. I think he had a sonar running and chose to run away. That was a smart move on his part, so he didn't eat one of the tarps that I did send out there. We did some damage to obviously Wooster, and then go ahead and damage Con here to make sure we have everything good to go. Because it's going to be a while, I'm guessing, before we're going to run into somebody. But this thing, you know, if you get in fights with other ships, the guns are good enough that you can do something if you need to. However, I wouldn't pick fights for no reason. For example, right here, we could go pick fights, but we only have 2 of the caps. So we're going to go ahead and focus on getting the caps. We're going to throw out some torps out here. I actually, at this moment, was not paying attention. I thought the air destroyer was actually out here, and I figured these torps might eat the destroyer up. That's really what I was going for. I wasn't super paying attention until that moment right there when the Shimakaze dev struck our Wisconsin, which, again, I'm really glad I didn't go just stupid and guns a-blazing, because there's a Shimakaze roaming around here and we can't lose this match, right? Like, also, our teammate got in a fight with a St. Louis, that my Gumo, our teammate, and decided to lose part of his health in a very close fight there. So we're just going to grab this other cap. We kind of have an idea where, obviously, where Shimakaze is. So our torps do end up landing short. That is the one problem with sending out torps at range, right? Is like you're going to get a lot of times where they're not going to hit. That's why I always like to be as close as I can. I'm a big detection fan. Another little bonus of having good detection. Destroyer gets himself spotted again, a teammate. So this is a very losable match, and I'm glad I didn't try to win harder, because this could have been very bad for me as we're trying to get over to the Shimakaze to help out, right? We lose all our health shooting and try to farm damage. Our destroyer's in a bad spot because he's got no health. And then we could possibly die right away, kind of given this matchup. Right now we got cap control. There is no reason to be dumb here and win harder. Just let Shimakaze. If they're gonna win, they have to fight me. You know, they have to get rid of everybody. They're not gonna win on. They're not gonna win on points by switching all the caps. We have 3 caps to their none, and I'm going for a 4th cap right now, as we already had 2 solo caps. And instead of just trying to pick a fight with this Shimakaze, which I could take out the Shimakaze, but I put myself at risk because there is a Michelangelo that did charge up, right? There's no reason to get spotted right there. The SAP secondaries will eat you alive, right? Just because you have a very good ship doesn't mean for taking people out 1v1 doesn't mean that you should go looking for fights that you have a disadvantage on, right? He's going to have more. If I go charge into there, we're going to be right next to his Yamato and his Michelangelo. Plus, it's a Shimakaze. Probably, my luck would be one that wants to shoot off its gun. So, really not a good idea to go charging in there when Shimakaze's really actually got to come to us, right? We got to make sure we're winning the fight, and that's important in every destroyer, not in just the Z-52, as we get our 3rd capture. This one is only assisted capture, but again, pretty much locking down that they can't win on points. So they're going to have to come kill us if they want to kill us. Also, I'm going to move up to spot for our cruiser so he doesn't try to get out into the open and die. And right now, behind this island, I am limiting who can shoot at for the time being while I do move up, right? They can't really shoot me while I'm moving up, and that works out really well because Shimakaze is here, and we're going to do the classic smoke up, use our sonar, and murder him move. It's a very good move. It works very well. As you're going to see here, we're just gonna blast Shimakaze. And we have a teammate helping us as well, but honestly, not much Shimakaze can do here. He could maybe turn and send torps if he had any, but we would see him with sonar. It's kind of a tough spot to be in for that Shimakaze. Kind of feel bad for it, especially a 2v1 where when we sonar him, we definitely can just have our other teammate, both of us, sit and smoke and just melt them. That being said, the rest of the match is me sitting spotting for our destroyer buddy, shooting off his guns in smoke, right? So I'm just going to make sure we don't die as we get another torp hit for just a little bit. And we're going to make sure, like I said, we're going to make sure we don't die. Now with 975, we're going to win on points in a few seconds, so might as well get some free damage out, right? Shoot some shells. There's no way a Yamato's going to hit me at 9 kilometers, right? Like, there's not going to be much they're going to do. Match comes to an end, but we played smart and really well. We took out two both of the destroyers, and got 3 caps. Doing ourselves, helping our team win. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you folks next time.